Where's the sound trip ever taken?
This is how I know that I would not be a good 90s protagonist. If a beautiful blonde woman came up to me, it was like, join the dark side.
Does purple suit me? Very much, my lord. Then you are dismissed.
You believe in this?
What am I, an idiot? I'm making a buck here. You want books? I got books. I got chicken blood. I got dog embryos. I got black candles. I got wolfman. Look at this. Silver bullets. Some joker ordered them. 3006. Never picked them up. I take Bank America, American Express, Visa. You gonna buy that or what?
There it goes. Hey everyone, welcome back. I bet you're happy to be back here, back with us, back again. After all the torture we put you through, I'm not really that sorry. We got another movie for you, though. We have The Voices from 2014. It's, I don't mind this movie. Paul hated it for some reason. I think there's just something wrong with Paul. Everyone comment.
This plays into the jokey has bad taste. Okay, and this is the epitome of that.
I don't think that's accurate, because this is a movie. I put the poll up on our social media, and so far from what I've seen, it hasn't quite ended yet, because obviously I haven't edited this yet to be putting it in. But so far it seems like most people, if you've seen this, you liked it. It's so far everyone, it's either been they liked it or they just have never heard of it. So I really think Paul is the odd man out when it comes to this.
No, I think some of the people who entered the poll, if they go back and watch it now, they're gonna go, "Oh shit, that was a bad movie. I don't know why I liked that before."
I don't think this is a bad movie at all. I don't think this is that bad. The director is Marjane Trip. I had to really focus to not mispronounce that. And it was written by Michael R. Perry. Okay. Here's the thing that they could attribute to maybe to Paul's claim here. The writer for this movie, the only big project he had was Paranormal Activity 2, which is a problem.
Ew.
That's the only other movie done. However, I think he learned lessons after making that. I hate that movie. I don't hate this one. So I mean, there is that. He at least has this. I guess either you hate it like Paul or you don't mind it like me. But either way, it's not Paranormal Activity 2. So I think he at least did a little better than what he did before. So The Voices, you may be asking, what the hell is it? Well, this is Ryan Reynolds, who plays Jerry, who's just your average guy. He's a bit strange, and he's awkward when it comes to dating, and he's just an awkward guy. And then things just kind of keep happening to this poor bastard. Now, Paul, what if I told you this movie was originally supposed to come out way sooner than what it did?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't.
It was originally pitched in 2009. It didn't come out until 2014, though. But it was originally pitched in 2009. Also, for the voices of this movie, they almost hired other people to be the voices, but our lead character, Ryan Reynolds, convinced them that in the context of the movie, it should be him doing the voices, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense if it's supposed to be in his head. So that was something Ryan Reynolds actually like fought with the directors on, of like, no, I should be doing the voices I hear, because then that makes sense for the overall character.
Yeah, he does a really bad Scottish accent. Let me just throw that out there.
Which, given the context, is fine. It's a crazy man doing voices to himself. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. So, I didn't think you disliked this one. I'm honestly surprised.
It didn't. Yeah, I mean, it had its moments, but yeah, there was a lot of it that I was like, I don't know.
Well, so we're in Milton at the faucet and fixture factory. Just where they make tubs and different faucets, whatever you're gonna get in your bathroom. This is a factory where they make all that stuff. And we meet Jerry. Everybody's wearing pink little coveralls. It's their outfit. Strange choice, but anyway. So we meet Jerry, and he's, like I said, he's just your average kind of guy. He's just working. He gets talked to by his boss about a plan for a barbecue, like this whole we're having a cookout thing, and we need you to help plan it because you're the new guy, and the new guy always gets straddled with planning the big events, whatever.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? Yeah.
have worked at places that's how they do it, where the new person is the one who gets put in charge of like coming up with whatever. It's I've been in that situation. So far everything seems it starts off fine and normal. There doesn't seem to be anything really going on yet. He goes home, and we do hear him getting harassed by someone who they keep off screen. Just that he's terrible, he sucks at work, and why is he even bothering kind of shit. We get the whole them planning everything. They plan out that we're gonna do cookout. We're gonna have all this food. We're gonna have everybody together. They make a conga line. It's gonna be great time. My only note here, honestly, is I don't think I've ever been anywhere that actually did a conga line.
You know, don't like me. I've seen them a few times, but yeah,
maybe one wedding that there was a conga line, but it's not something I typically have seen used. But regardless.
So I want to point out something I pointed out to you before we started. This Ryan Reynolds is not the Ryan Reynolds that people are now used to seeing in like Deadpool and where he voices stuff and he's kind of wacky. This is much closer to his waiting period. He tries to, where he's pretty, not stoic, but he's just not nuts. He almost seems normal. Yeah.
See, I like that though. I like that in this movie because it sells the kind of character and movie that they are playing here, which is that he's just trying to be a normal guy, and he's not normal, but he's trying.
But to me, I think he was almost trying too hard to be normal. It didn't ring true to me. I just.
All right. I mean, all right, disagreeing here, but hey, so.
Yeah, but you also think the Sci-Fi Channel does good movies. So what the hell do you?
I never once said that. I never said that they did good movies. No. I just watched a lot of them, but I never said that they made good movies. I think this movie's fine, but anyway. So they do the whole planning. We meet Fiona, she's an English woman who works at the office, whatever, but she kind of. Jerry interprets the way she's being as her just being really flirty with him, and he even sees a heart on a pizza and eats it, and he's all happy. He's taking home leftovers. This is where he goes to therapy, and there are clues within his therapy session that tell you things that will happen later. But he's in therapy, and she asks him all the typical questions you normally get asked. How you feeling? Any thoughts of this, that, the other? But now here's where we get the first hint about how things are going for Jerry, which is she asks him if he's hearing any voices. Now he says no. The reason he says no.
Because the term she uses is disembodied voices.
Yes. Which will come up again later as well. But they bring up that his mother used to hear angels, as she called them, and she wants to make sure that he's not hearing the same thing because his mother had a lot of issues. You'll learn more about this later.
Yeah.
Goes to the party. He has a great time. Everyone has a great time at this party. It's a wonderful time. He's had the time of his life until he gets home. Now, Paul hates this. I laugh my ass off with this, and that's just me personally. But he gets home, and we meet where the voice came from, and it's Mr. Whiskers, who's his cat, and it's a fucking asshole all the fucking time. The entire movie is just a total dick. And it's basically all of Jerry's bad thoughts go through the cat. So Mr. Whiskers just calls him a piece of shit. It's just talking about how he didn't get laid, so why is he even bother being home?
Or Aiden, or Lord Ribblesdale. Look, Jerry. Go choke on a hairball. Cat hater.
Come on, Bosco. Let's go, buddy. Come on.
And then we meet the dog, Mr. Bosco. And Bosco is the good one. You know, you're a good boy. You don't do anything wrong. Everything's perfectly fine. So so now we're getting into what the voices are, which is his two fucking pets. Bosco is almost like it's almost like a Goofy thing.
He's a dopey dog. They set him up to be, type of.
It is very much that he's the way Reynolds does it. He's like one tone off from just being Goofy. So we get to meet all that the two different sides of things back home. Jerry goes into work and he tries to ask Fiona out because Fiona had been flirty with him at the party, but she had also been drinking, which happens. We all have those moments.
By the way, I want to point out that if you're watching this movie for the first time, you know nothing about it. When they do the whole bit with the animals talking, you're not sure if it's really happening or if it's in his head. The way they show it is they just show it straight. They show it basically from the way he'd be seeing it. Yeah.
And there's the thing with that they play with later that made me enjoy this movie. But he asks Fiona out. She's not into it. We meet Anna Kendrick's character, Lisa, but she has like a crush on him, so she's super into the idea of going out. And she's kind of jealous that Fiona's the one getting asked out, and Fiona's just like not into it. She's just not having it. She sets up this date. He's gonna take her to a Chinese restaurant, and he says it's the best show in town. And don't worry, folks, you'll see what the best show in fucking town is. Fiona stands him up though, because she talks about they have karaoke night, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, I'll just leave him a message after we close. It'll be fine, because that totally doesn't make me a piece of shit." So, also Lisa gets shot down, which it makes me feel bad. I feel bad for Lisa here because she's genuinely like has a curiosity about this man. She should not have any curiosity about this man because she would have been a lot fucking safer by the end of this movie. But hey, attractions. So they make up this whole date. Jerry gets home, he gets ridiculed by Mr. Whiskers again. It's a whole thing he'll deal with throughout this whole movie, is him constantly getting ridiculed. Back at work, Fiona just keeps avoiding Jerry and keeps ghosting him, and he keeps trying to double check about this date, and she keeps hiding from him, and everybody has to give her messages, whatever. This is where she leaves a message for him after the office closes. She's going to karaoke. Jerry goes to fucking the Chinese restaurant, Korean barbecue, whatever it is he goes to there. And he sees an Elvis impersonator, which is his whole, it's the best show you'll ever see, is that it's an Elvis impersonator that goes on stage. He has a great time regardless. He has a nice little conversation with a goldfish. And even at one point, he's just like, well, I'd help you, Jerry, but I'm just a goldfish.
And supposedly this is your first clue as to what's going on because he voices the answer of the goldfish out loud.
Yeah, should give you an idea of what kind of crazy you're going to be dealing with in this movie. But in between that, you get the girls at karaoke, and they're having a great time. There's some good bits in there. But everybody goes home. Fiona's car doesn't start. She's broken on the side of the road. Jerry's driving home and crying to himself. I've been there, buddy. I get it. But then it doesn't matter because he runs into Fiona on the way home. And he's just like, oh, I'll help you. I'll give you a ride. You can go wherever. And then they actually start to hit it off a little bit here. You know, she's talking about, like, actually, you know what? Let's go get some greasy, not good for you. I know a good burger spot. And they're like, having the time of their lives. They're doing great. Jerry has not been taking his meds the way he should. So Jerry starts to see Fiona as an angel. He's starting to have sparkle and light. He's starting to get what the psychosis his mother had, and he thinks that Fiona is now an angel, and he's not paying attention. And they hit a fucking deer. This part of the movie makes me fucking kills me every time. I'm fucked in the head, so this just gets me every fucking time when they're crashed, the deer's in the window, and this deer looks him dead in the face.
Jerry, kill me. I wanna die. Take your knife and cut my throat.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
What? No, Jerry!
I gotta do it.
Because
yeah,
Jerry does.
Well, which see me, and you're a country boy, kind of like me, so you're thinking, well, whether the deer says it or not, that is the humane thing to do at that point, you know.
Correct. This man does this, freaks out Fiona because he just whips out the knife and is like, I'm so sorry. She takes off.
And then she gets drenched in blood because it's spraying everywhere at this point, you know. Yeah. She does. She gets drenched. She takes off out of the truck. He takes off after her, and the whole time he's like, no, you don't understand. He asked me to do it. I was doing him a favor. You don't understand. But unfortunately for him, he trips. And he's running with a knife, which is a whole nother issue. But, yeah.
yeah, it's exactly the issue here. Because he trips, he falls, and he accidentally stabs Fiona. Now, this is where the way this movie plays with the killer, because Jerry's not a slasher in the sense of how a slasher would typically go, because here, because she's like choking on her own blood, she's having issue. He associates her like the deer, and that she's suffering and she needs to be put out of her misery. And then he just full-on psycho stabs her like 30 fucking times while saying sorry. Because Jerry's not good in the head. And then he goes home. he just goes home after this whole fiasco happens. And this is where we get more of the voices coming out. Because Mr. Whiskers is telling him how he did good. And he should act on his instincts more, and it felt good to kill, didn't it? And then meanwhile, he had Bosco, like, everybody makes mistakes. There's nothing wrong with if you just go in and tell the police exactly what happened. I'm sure they'll all be understanding, and we can get this whole thing squared away. If you're not telling someone you stabbed them repeatedly after, but just that you tripped and fell and now they're dead, there's the rational person at Bosco where it's like, oh, well, if I just explain what happened and I just blah, blah, blah. And then there's the Mr. Whiskers side of it where it's like, no, you fucking murdered her. You loved it. You're a sick bastard. Go out there and kill more. I don't know what you're crying about. But Mr. Whiskers convinces Jerry to take care of the body. So he does. He goes back out, gets rid of the body, except for the head.
By the way, I want to say this is where it starts to fall apart for me, okay? This is because he goes out to the body, and I don't care if it's been raining. She was really, really clean. I mean,
yeah.
She was. I mean, it was like there was no blood. There was no blood. There was a little. There's a little speck of blood on the dress. To go, yep, she was like, really.
See, I think that's the way this movie plays. Is that a lot of what you're seeing is in his view of it. So in this, Fiona has no blood all over her body, and I think that's literally just because to him, she's an angel, so to him, she's this perfect, pristine... Because the same thing happens when he gets back, and he cuts up her body, and he's getting rid of it.
Right.
We see he's putting, like, little storage lid containers that are gold and blue, but then when you see everything later, it's just fucking plastic wrapped boxes thrown willy-nilly, garbage bags everywhere. But like when we're seeing it through his eyes, it's no, everything's neat, pristine, clean. I've cleaned it, everything's fine. So I think it's meant to be the same thing as when he's getting her body. As you're seeing through his eyes, there is no blood, there's no gore. It's just an angel being taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It just didn't work for me. I mean,
that's fair, I suppose.
And of course, we make no secret of the fact that I do like gore. I think
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So Fiona's dead. She's cut up. She's getting put away.
So he does the Jason Voorhees thing and puts her head in the fridge.
Yeah, he does keep her head. It'll come up later. He also has I also forgot he has a close call with the sheriff when he's getting all the supplies for that. And then he goes to therapy, and then again, in therapy, she asks him about voices, and again, he says he's not hearing any disembodied voices. Because it's just the cat and the dog, so they're not disembodied to him. They're coming from...
Yeah. So in his mind, they are distinct from what she's asking, yes.
Yeah. So he keeps her head, he puts it in the fridge. Who the hell knows?
Maybe a cartoon monkey's going to beat you over the head with a monkey wrench, and you need to go to work tomorrow and just need to recover. But you need the W energy. That's what you need. The only way you're going to get through. I don't remember what the nightmare juice is called, but if Dubby's smart, they should try to get that and make it a fucking flavor. TM, you owe me for that one. Actually, no, you could have that one for free.
So yeah, go on over to Dubby, show us some love, and let's get on with the movie. Fiona's head. This is where he starts to come back to reality, because Fiona Head convinces him to take his pills because it's the only reason all this has happened is because he hasn't taken his meds. So he does, but then he gets a reality check, and this is where we get the reality check of everything is not pristine, clean, and fine. Everything is a fucking pigsty, covered in blood, and there's just shit everywhere.
The meds, you useless wanker. Take them. Take them!
He freaks out. Fiona's head's not talking to him. The animals aren't talking to him. So he flushes all of his meds. Which gives us the entire downfall for the rest of this movie. Because now the only thing that could help him is now completely gone. So he goes back to sleep again, and we go back to Jerry reality when he wakes up again. And he has a whole convo with Fiona's head about, oh, those meds, that was scary, I couldn't talk to you. And him being like, yeah, no, that was terrible, I couldn't talk to anyone, it was just bad, that was bad, I'm never going to take those again. But Fiona wants a friend, so he has to murder her again, because of course all the voices immediately start going to he has to murder. And as I have it, psychosis intensifies as he starts to, when he's at work, he's seeing everyone singing his name and everyone praising him when that's not really what's fucking happening at all. The boss stops and asks about Fiona because the car's there, but nobody's been able to find her or get a hold of her. And he just plays it off as like, I don't know, maybe she went back to England. She wouldn't need her car if she went home. I don't know. Bye. Oh. And from here, it's really just a lot of Jerry getting shit talked by Mr. Whiskers, them getting into arguments about the killing thing, because Jerry's having second thoughts of maybe he doesn't want to kill, maybe he doesn't need to kill, maybe all that's whatever. And the cat just being like, no, it's part of your nature, just do it. Stop being a bitch. He goes out on a date with Lisa at this point. Lisa had a crush on him, so he's taking advantage of it. He shows up, he asks Lisa out. Lisa agrees, because Lisa doesn't think anything of it. It's just like, oh, that guy had a crush on. Hell yeah. Missing out on it. I don't know where Fiona is. Who cares, though? I'm going on a date with him now. Nobody seems to question anything since, she last was supposed to go on a date with him, but hey, whatever. They go out, they have a nice time, they have a nice normal date, and then on the way back, Jerry takes her to his childhood home, and we get the whole backstory about Jerry, this poor fucking bastard. Oh boy.
Yeah, if you thought Norman Bates had a strange relationship with his mother, holy shit.
Yeah, so poor Jerry, they show that his mother, when she was really ill, was going to be sent away. She wanted to be sent away, but that she had Jerry fucking murder her, and that is the secret he's been hiding from everyone and doesn't want anyone to know, is he murdered his mother because she begged him to. And she heard the same thing and tells him that if anyone asks, he doesn't hear any voices. He doesn't hear the angels because they'll do the same thing to him. And it's a whole thing. And he has a full moment. And then Lisa loves him, and she's just like, "Oh, you don't have to cry." He doesn't tell her what the hell he actually was like having a PTSD moment about. I don't think she'd be hugging him being like, "It's okay, you murdered your mom. It's okay." That would not be the reaction here if he would tell her what he actually was thinking about, instead of her just thinking, "Oh, he was abused. Oh, you poor child. Let's get you out of this house." There is a nice touch here, though, because as Lisa and him walk away, you see him put the knife back up on like a shelf as they walk by. So he was 100% going to murder her upstairs until he got the flashback moment, and then it was just like, no, I can't do it here. So luckily Lisa gets saved. And you know what? Much like a lot of real true crime in the real world, if you just let him get the nut, no one has to die, because he gets laid and he's fine. Lisa's fine, he's fine, no one had to die, and he's on top of the world until he gets home, and then Mr. Whiskers immediately rips into him about not murdering and that he's a pussy and he needs to just get it over with. Yeah. Stop playing around with things. Oh. This whole next series of events, the other coworker gets suspicious. Lisa wants his address because she's going to bring him a dessert after work as a surprise. Coworker is convinced to let her have the address after she finds them making out, and she's like, "Oh, whatever." Everything seems like it's gonna be okay. Like, Jerry's kind of hit the body. He's kind of being happy. He doesn't think he's gonna have to kill again, so it'll all be fine. It'll all work out. But until he's at home that night, and the TV comes on, and then he has another psychosis moment because he sees the police chief telling him straight up that he's a killer. He's gonna kill again, and they know he's gonna kill again, and they're gonna get him, and you're a killing son of a bitch.
Kill again. You hear that? Punk! No.
You're a killer.
God.
A serial killer.
I don't want to be a killer.
Too late, shitbag. There's no turning back. You're a stone-cold murdering maniac.
This is the same conversation I have with Jokey here all the time. If the TV's talking directly to you, it's not, okay?
It told me the girls were going wild. All right, I can't say anything more than that. All right, you just have to find the commercial yourself at 3 a.m. So Lisa ends up showing up, and she brings the whole cake thing, and she catches him off guard, and then it's the whole like, well, let me bring it inside, and him being like, nah, I'll take the cake though, and then you can go, but you don't need to come inside my apartment, not at all. That's how about no? He locks himself out, climbs the roof, gets in that way. Lisa just locks herself out all the time, so she picks the lock anyway. And then Lisa gets a dose of what's really inside the apartment, and not what we've been seeing for most of the movie. And like any normal, decent person is immediately horrified by the amount of bloody garbage bags and bloody just everything in this apartment. He had also had Fiona's head out on the table, and they'd been discussing what he was going to do about the killings and whatnot. So she finds that as well, and that, of course, you know, she's in trouble. She realizes she's very much in trouble being here with Jerry, as Jerry comes into the room, and they have a fight. And she does get away. At my only complaint to her, Lisa, Miss Anna Kendrick in this movie, you attack him in the bathroom and get your, like, space to be able to run, but you don't try to run out the front door. You immediately run to where he traps you again in his bedroom anyway, and you should have run for the front door. You know, instead of taking a left, you should have taken a right, and you would have been fine. Everything that's about to happen wouldn't have happened because you would have made the right choice. But you did not make the right choice here. Because she gets locked in the bedroom, and then, unfortunately, Jerry calms her down, but then she takes advantage of his calm demeanor and tries to run, and then he throws her back and snaps her neck on the bed frame.
Oops.
And then, yeah, it's a very big oops. He did not, there was a part of him that didn't want to kill her because of the connection they had, but then there was the other part of him that knew, like, she's not gonna just let this go. Like, this is going to be a problem. So unfortunately, she's also dead, and he's very sad. But it's okay. He just chops her head off and adds it to the fridge, and she's with him forever now. No worries, no rain clouds on his parade. This is where, and at this point, Jerry gets very drunk because he killed the only person he felt he was ever going to have that kind of connection with. And we see him doing the voices without the animals, so they, just full on, he's not even trying to hide how the voices talk to him. He's just talking to himself. The next day, Allison, who's the last coworker, the one who gave Lisa the address, she goes to figure out what's going on. She shows up at Jerry's apartment. They don't even show him kill her. Her head just ends up in the fridge. They don't even show what happened. It's just her knocking on the door and then her head going in the fridge.
Hey, we're running short on time and money. Just put the head in the fridge. We're gonna quick.
Yeah, we don't have time to go through the actual kill. She's dead.
I got an idea.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Allison.
Which to add even more to like what makes me laugh in that scenario is he immediately turns around to Bosco and he's just like, remember how I said everyone could be redeemed and everyone could be a good boy? I don't believe that anymore, Jerry. He just walks away.
Yeah. You remember last week when you said there was an invisible line that separates good from evil, and you thought you'd crossed it, and I said, no, you're a good boy?
Yeah, I remember. So what?
I've changed my opinion.
So you think I'm evil, Bosco?
I'm certain of it.
That's one of them. Basically, that's when the good angel on your shoulder says, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, that's what he's just like, you know what? I can't help you anymore. But then Jerry gets overwhelmed because the cats and the heads basically overwhelm him with like, we're just going to have to keep murdering. We're just going to have to keep doing it. We're going to have to keep going. He can't take it. He just finally snaps. And then he goes to therapy. And then he tells the therapist everything. Every single thing he hadn't been telling her. And then he tells her about, like, yeah, the voices aren't disembodied. They come from the cat and the dog. So that's a step, right? Like, I know they're not people, but I also know they're not coming from nowhere. So I'm associated where they come from. So that's helpful. Also, I murdered 3 people, but hey, progression, Doc, progression. I know the voices come from somewhere. Which the therapist, kudos to her for, like, keeping calm, keeping him talking, like, trying not to escalate things. The fact that she survives to the end is honestly surprising. I thought he was gonna just murder her immediately. But he ends up he fucking kidnaps her, takes her out to a field, and they have like a whole deep discussion about he can still be helped, blah blah blah.
Being alone in the world is the root of all suffering. But Jerry, you're not alone.
See, that's like 10 years of therapy in 10 seconds.
Workers realize that all of the HR women are just gone. Payroll and HR are just gone. They're like, well, there's only one person all 3 of them talk to. So let's go check out Jerry's apartment. And then everyone is horrified and sickened by getting inside the apartment for good fucking reason. There's 3 different fucking bodies being held in there that are also chopped up into various parts in boxes and bags.
And the smell. Oh my God,
exactly.
The smell.
It's Jeffrey Dahmer all over again. Thank God he didn't live with other people. So yeah, you know, so now the cops are going to be coming. Like, the whole town's going to know now. Everything's been discovered. Jerry doesn't know that yet, so he brings the therapist home. And again, therapist rightfully freaks out when he shows her the heads and explains what's going on. But the cops show up, and then Jerry tries to escape. He goes because it's a old bowling alley that has an apartment onto it. I don't know why you'd buy the whole bowling alley, but hey, you know, whatever.
Sneak out the back door. It's your favourite door, isn't it?
It's the best I've got.
That's good, Jerry. This'll fool him, since you're bulletproof and invisible. Run, Jerry. It's been nice knowing you, pal.
But he tries to escape through the bowling alley. And then the movie ends with Jerry hearing the voices of them just telling him that, like, he's not going to escape. There's nothing he could do. That even if he gets out, they're just going to shoot him on sight for what he's done, so why even bother? And then he just lets himself die in the smoke. And as the movie fades out, it's Bosco and Mr. Whiskers in an empty space in his subconscious and just saying that now it's time for them to go their separate ways. And they walk away, and that's it.
You win, pup. I have to confess this alpha thing suits you well. I kind of like you, Bosco.
Me too. I like you, Mr. Whiskers. But now it's time for each of us to go our own way.
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Whiskers.
Because then it ends on a musical number, but it's him and all the dead people. But for the ending of the actual movie, it is that Jerry kills himself, and that is the end of it.
Yeah. By the way, that last musical number was really bad. Okay, I just gotta say that.
I never watched the music. I'm not a musical guy, so I don't really ever watch the musical numbers to begin with. But yeah, that is The Voices from 2014.
See, if I would have seen that before I saw Deadpool, I would have been like Ryan Reynolds. Nah, I'm good. No, I'm good.
See, I saw this before I saw Deadpool. But I enjoyed this, so that's probably why it doesn't affect me that way. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it.
I guarantee you the reason I never saw this when it first came out because I had seen Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, and I was not impressed. I was that.
Giving the man shit for that movie. Well, folks, as always, here at the Bad Taste Show, don't go in the water. Don't put chemicals in the sewer. Don't prank your friends as a serial killer. Don't betray the puppets. Don't bury the dead under the road. Don't combine animal DNAs. For this one, just take your meds. Just take your meds. Not even a rule to avoid. Just take your meds.
Yeah.
I think that one works for this. Don't bully kids. There's a lot of rules that you should remember, but as I try to say, it all depends on what movie you find yourself in.
Yeah, don't kill your mother just because she asked you to. I'm just, throwing that up there,
Yeah, you should do that. She doesn't have to ask you. You just do that. We all know the rules.
Wow.
So anyways, stay happy, like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.